Good morning, everyone. We are back. We are Good Morning Games. I am Jason.
Hey, this is Alex.
And today we are going to talk about Skyward Sword. I know we are about a month behind, but we just wanted to kind of take our time and play it a little bit. And so we're going to go over, as long as it takes for us to kind of go over everything. So let's just start with initial impressions. What do you think?
All right, so my overall general impressions are I've played the game for somewhere between 35 hours. I haven't beaten it, but I'm at the very end. I finished most of the main temples. I just finished the pirate sand ship out in the desert or whatever. Overall, I really like this game. I like it more than I thought I would going into it. It's held up much better than I thought it would. And I highly recommend that people check it out. I mean, if you're a Zelda fan and you're like, I don't know about that one, because I know a lot of people feel that way, I would say it is worth your time to go play.
Yeah. And I pretty much agree. So I had played this one time before, like right when it came out, and I liked it a lot then, but then I do remember, like after I started playing it this time, I remember that I tried to play it again. I tried to play it a second time like 4 years ago, and I got maybe 2 hours in, and I was just like, screw this, like I don't want to play this. so I kind of remembered that this time, and so I was like, oh yeah, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. I beat the whole game. There are obviously some problems which we'll talk about, but it's a great game. It's still like, I think it like lives up to the Zelda standard. I still think, if we're like putting it in rankings, I still think it's probably lower of like the 3D Zeldas, but I had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, I can't imagine playing this on a Wii today.
Yeah.
That sounds like pure hell, honestly.
Yeah.
Like trying to use the Wiimote to play this game doesn't interest me at all. And the control scheme that they have for HD, while it's like not perfect, I did get used to it, and it's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't choose this control scheme ever, but it is usable and it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's a really good Zelda game. I think it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and we can kind of talk about the controls overall. Start with that. I'm on one spectrum of like, these controls, I played the whole game with, what do you call it, button controls.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you try motion at all?
No, I didn't even try it once because I had played it the whole game through on the Wii. And it didn't bug me whatsoever. Like, I just remember when reviews were coming out, there was a lot of people saying, the button controls were still like finicky, but like, the thing about that is, it's not that they are perfect, but when you realize what they're doing, the game is supposed to be using, motion controls, and they've mapped it, you might swing it a little bit off, but think about how it's supposed to kind of be like that, because when you were playing motion controls, it wasn't always perfect, and that's kind of like part of it, so I think if it's just like a little bit, I don't know, I just didn't really have problems at all. The only thing with the buttons that I wasn't crazy about was obviously the holding L or whatever to use the right camera, but I got over it. I don't know, it's not ideal. I would have liked if you could flip so that you could choose if you had to hold down that L to move the camera, or you could hold the L to use the sword.
I see.
And then just naturally the right stick would have been camera. But
that could have been good.
Yeah. But I don't know. It really didn't bug me. I found like maybe throughout the entire game, there was like a few times where I would like, try to move the camera and couldn't, and was like, oh shit. But like, it was not like it was this huge, like, fuck this.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't anywhere near the level of frustrating that motion controls are. And I tried motion with this. I gave it one night when I was playing, maybe for 1 to 2 hours. I tried motion, never went back to it. I didn't hate it, but I was like, I don't want to play a whole game like this. So I just went straight back to the Pro controller, and it was fine. Like what you're saying, like what they're doing with this game, like remapping buttons. I think they did as good of a job as they could have possibly done. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because I think like when I was reading some of those, what people were kind of saying is like, oh, it's not like like if you move the stick a little bit and like, oh, the sword doesn't swing the exact spot. It's like it's probably your fault that you're like not doing the stick the right way, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be kind of 1-to-1. So I don't know. Yeah, I thought the controls are great. The one thing I hated the most about the motion controls in the Wii version was I just thought it was so stupid that you had to control the loft wing by like you flapped the Wii remote.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why they couldn't have given you an option for that in this. Like, if you wanted to play with motion controls, why can't you just like be like, but we'll fly loft wing with buttons, you know, like that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's stupid. But yeah. So I think that's the controls are probably the biggest thing that people want to hear about, and just in my opinion, if that's something that's holding you back, don't.
Yeah, if they released a brand new Zelda game with this control scheme, I'd be like, what the hell were they thinking? But because it is what it is, then it's fine, and that's all you got to keep in mind. The rest of the presentation for this game, the visuals I thought looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, did not expect it to look that good when I turned it on and started flying around and like running around the world. I was like, holy shit, this holds up way better than I like. This is some good art. This is looking clean and crisp. I really like how it looks.
Yeah, and I think we said this in the Zelda ranking, but it was like I don't know what footage we were seeing leading up to this, and it's not like it was bad, but it's just like as soon as I popped it in, I was like, oh my god, this looks like an HD version of this. Like I can tell it's completely updone, like up-res and like everything, and I just wasn't expecting that, I guess, when I saw just like the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. On the Wii, it was 480p, 30 frames a second, and now it's 1080p, 60 frames a second, and it is very, very noticeable. It runs great. I don't think the frames ever dipped when I was playing it.
I didn't notice it.
Switch is more than capable of running this thing, and
I learned that this is the first time Zelda has ever been 60 frames per second stable.
Oh, whoa. Did not know that.
Even the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess, I guess, were like more, I think it was 30, and then sometimes it would maybe go, I don't know. But it wasn't ever like stable 60. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So the story in this game is like, it's very narrative driven. It's kind of the opposite of Breath of the Wild. It's like extremely narrative driven. Talk to these people, talk to this person, check in with Fee all the time and let her update you on what's going on. Like it's good. It's a good story. I like the characters. I like Groose. I like all the people in Skyloft. Yeah, I don't know. It's if you get into it, it's very good. I love the demon character.
Yeah, the guy
that's
with his
in
tongue.
Skyloft. Yeah, the guy that. Oh wait, the tongue. Oh, you're thinking of that
Girahim
boss
or whatever.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of the guy. You have to go visit him at night in the cemetery in Skyloft.
For gratitude crystals.
Underneath. Yes, the gratitude crystal demon guy. He's awesome. Very funny. And yeah, the guy you're talking about, the main villain guy, he's cool too. I mean, I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of thoughts about it, but
yeah.
I like the characters. I like the story.
Nice. I it is cool. Like, it's cool that I like that you're like creating the Master Sword. It's cool, like to get by getting those flames and stuff, and you're like building it up, and then so I think that's cool. And yeah, it is really narrative driven. It is really and that can kind of go into probably like the biggest critique of this game that you can't really change, I would say, and that's just like it's kind of 2-in-1. It's kind of the world itself. You mainly go to those 3 areas, and then the sky, which is kind of empty. I guess just kind of going in that, I just think that it would have made a huge difference if every one of those rocks on the map was like a spot like the like the pumpkin, lumpy pumpkin or whatever.
Oh yeah, you mean the little islands that the goddess chests float up to?
Yeah, like it would just be nice if like it doesn't need to be everyone, but if there was just more, like maybe 10 other spots. So there's just, even if it was just one building, like it just like I don't know. I didn't. It's kind of annoying that I do like the game. There's that. Have you played that game where you like drop? You try to hit a target.
The rupee drop or whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't played it. I've seen the island, but I didn't. I don't think I did the right side quest to unlock it yet.
Oh yeah, I like that. And there's also like a game. You probably don't get it till the end, towards the end more, but like in that Thunder Island area or Thunder, you know what I mean, where it's like lightning and everything. In the sky, you can like go and enter to where you get the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, so there's one of those islands does turn into a game too. That's really cool. But nice. There's just not that much to do. And so that's a bummer.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like the world feels kind of empty despite like it being kind of huge at the same time.
Yeah.
This game, I had this thought. This could be a incoming hot take here, but this could be like the Metroid fusion of Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big world, but it's not. It's like very segmented.
Yeah.
It's like go over here and do this, and then go over here and do this. Not a lot of backtracking. You go back to Skyloft once in a while, obviously, but there's not a lot of like revisiting areas at all. It's kind of like go here, do all this, and then go over here and do all this. I guess there's a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, I kind of made it a point to like every time I did something like major, I would go back to Skyloft and like try to do some side quests for a bit just to break it up.
Yeah. I think that's the idea here.
Mm-hmm.
Fee, definitely not as annoying as I remembered.
Yeah.
Although there were definitely times, you know how they said like, she's not going to tell you about the same item more than once.
Mm.
I've definitely heard Fee tell me about the red 20 rupee at least a dozen times.
Really?
And I don't understand why.
I don't remember that. Maybe you got it.
I got the they sent me the Wii version. I download. But yeah, that's she's not annoying. It's actually really helpful to have her, and that was a good quality of life improvement there.
So and then kind of back to the three areas. You know, it doesn't really bug me that much. It's just that I wish that they were like a little bit more open. I do like that when you go back, you know, like because you just did you did all three, and then you go back for the four, you know, you go back to is it Fair and Woods?
Mm-hmm.
And that one was weird because don't you go back through the dungeon, which was so weird.
Yeah,
that was weird. But I like how then it like unlocks a underwater thing, and that's like a whole nother area. And then in the sand place, you know, the second time you come back, you get the boat, and it's like I like that it does that. So like when you go back, it's not technically the exact same area. It's more like 6 areas, kind of, in a sense.
Yeah, you did have to revisit that one temple.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so much different. Like I think I said this in the Zelda ranking also. Like this game is not Breath of the Wild at all, which is what my brain has like accepted Zelda to be at this point. So like when I first jumped into this game, I wasn't sure if I really liked it. After about an hour or two, I was like, okay, this is amazing. I gotta keep going.
You just gotta think of it as a different game, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the segmented world, I gotta think that it wouldn't be so segmented if this was on a modern...
Yeah.
If they were making this game today, I feel like they wanted it to be like fluid, going in and out of everywhere, but they just couldn't do it with the Wii.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so... We can also talk about, how about what have you thought about just the dungeons overall? I mean, I think that's, a lot of people say it's a high point. I know the first 2 aren't anything special, but I think I liked everyone after that.
Okay, the dungeons are really awesome. The one I just did, because it's freshest in my brain, I did it this morning. The sand
Yeah.
ship pirate one
yeah.
is incredible.
That's my favorite one. That one's awesome.
The little puzzle with like the captain wheels buried under the sand is awesome. Raising and lowering the dinghy rowboat on the side of the ship for the little shortcut. Like, I'm not trying to be too spoilery, but like, the game's been out for 10 years, so I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just a really well thought out and laid out dungeon that's very unique in the Zelda world. The pirate ship one.
That's my favorite one, and I think the one before it. What's really cool about that one, like the ancient cistern or whatever.
Yes,
it's like a
that one was awesome.
It's like a water temple, but then like you drop down and you're underneath, and there's like demons,
the zombie bokoblins or whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome too, because like you just don't expect that.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all. And that one, oh god, there's one part where you're climbing the rope and there's the zombie
climbing it like to catch you. Yeah,
it's really intense for like a Zelda game. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get up this rope. they're gonna knock me off.
Yeah, and then the boss of that one is awesome. The like with all the swords. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's got like 6 arms and like each of them have swords.
Yep. And you gotta use the whip to like hold him down, and that one's really good.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The dungeons are man, I don't know. It kind of makes me want them to bring some back for sequel to Breath of the Wild. I don't know. Maybe like one. Nah, I mean,
here's the thing. I don't think they have to get rid of shrines. You just have.
Yeah.
You know, how many? They had 120 shrines.
Yeah.
So like, what if I'm just thinking like, what if they had 60 new shrines and then they had 5 dungeons or something? Like, I think that'd be awesome. I just like the idea of like, I don't know. I just like the idea of like, that's a good way to like progress, and if each one was like a little harder, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like all the weapons you get from the dungeons too. The claw, which is basically the hook shot, like the claw hands or whatever. The whip is cool. The Luigi's Mansion air sucking thing like that. Immediately I was like, oh, this is just like Luigi's Mansion when you have to like blow the sand everywhere. There's some really good weapons and items in this one.
The thing that kind of bugged me is like I think the whip is so awesome, but then there's not that much use for it outside of that. Once you leave that dungeon, it's like, when do I use this fucking whip?
Yeah, there's not a ton of use for it. They like created that one enemy just to be a thing to use the whip on. That bird, you like whip its tail and pull it in. I don't know. It's cool. It could have been used more, I guess, but there's a lot of items to be using. The gloves that let you dig that you get early on are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Rather than having a shovel.
How about what do you think about the Silent Realms?
Those are cool. Where you have to run around and collect the little gems. I thought those were cool.
Some people hate
them,
and some people love them. I really liked them. I don't know. There's something about it. I think it's like it's just like it's like actually creepy, and it's kind of like it's really tense because like if you get. And that sometimes it kind of pisses, like it's like makes that annoying.
If the guardians come alive, it's crazy. Like I'm like, oh my god. It's a good change of pace for this game.
Yeah.
I like when there's something new introduced late in a game to keep it fresh, and I feel like that's what those do.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything? I have some notes for things I don't like.
Yeah, let's go.
Because we've been saying everything we do like. I really like the music in this game.
Yes, also completely orchestrated. Which is awesome.
The music, especially leading up to that 5th dungeon and in the 5th dungeon, is really awesome.
Nice. Okay, I can't picture it, but
there's some really good music, like full songs, not just little notes. But also, okay, so this is a good segue. There's something in this game that I hate that I feel like I haven't heard anyone talk about, and it's really not a big deal. It's when you use the sword to attack an enemy, it plays notes on a music scale like dun 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 dun. Like every time you hit like a bokoblin, like it plays like a note, and they go up as you keep hitting it. And I'm like, why is that in there? I don't. It makes combat feel bigger than it should be. Like I should just be able to hit this thing and kill it and move on. But I think because like they were trying to emphasize how cool the motion controls are, they're like, we got to add little music notes to put more oomph on attacking. And to me, it's like, this is just stupid. Like, just get these out of here.
Yeah, that probably is what it is. They probably, because they kind of, I know I've heard like when they've talked about this, that when they were talking about it, like originally they were like instead of every enemy being like so easy, every enemy now you have to think about it, you know? And so like they probably were like trying to make a big deal out of it. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I was just going to say, this is just one other kind of sidetrack thing that I wanted to bring up. I really, really like the, in the sand area, just in general, I love the time stones. There's something about everything being sand, and then when you hit that time stone and it becomes so bright and colorful.
Yes.
When you flip between time, I don't know. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. We didn't even talk about time stones.
Yeah. The time stone things are awesome. And I think that the color is what makes it awesome. Like it could have been a tedious thing that like, you know, it's not that cool, but because every time you hit it, everything just like comes alive and is bright. It's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah. That's such a big part of this game that they didn't really advertise. I feel like they didn't say anything about like time jumping, but it is actually a big part of the game. And it's a weird way to do it too, because you're like still in the present, but you get to see what it was like however long ago. Yeah. It's when you're on that ship that has like a time stone in it, and you're seeing like there's sand all around you, but you're actually sailing on water in your immediate like radius or whatever. It's really cool. Yeah. It's a good way to do it.
When you're talking about the music note thing, I thought you were going to say something else because it reminded me of something that pisses me off. When you use the harp, which they just threw in there because they wanted to have an instrument after all the other games. But like, you know how you're supposed to, you go in and out with the circle, like the circle goes out and the circle goes in.
You have to stay in rhythm with the circle.
Yes, but what pisses me off is the circle is not going at the rhythm of the song. So like you're not actually on beat with the song. All you're doing is going up and down as the circle goes, but it's not the same timing as what the song is. It's like it's not perfect. It's pretty close, but like I don't know. It really pissed me off.
I feel like they just tried to dumb it down to people who don't have rhythm, so they could do it. Sure. They could do it visually rather than by listening, which makes it harder for people who do listen. I know what you're talking about. That is annoying. Another thing I don't like about this game, about Skyward Sword, is I don't like the bokoblin design. I think the ones I think they look much cooler in Breath of the Wild. In this, they look kind of silly and oafish, and I don't know. Like all the enemy design is kind of strange in this. I like the dungeon bosses, and I like the characters, except for their weird
faces,
mouths. Yeah, faces. But the like most of the common enemies, I'm like, this is a weird looking thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't notice, but yeah, they're definitely like more cartoony. It's like
yeah.
It's kind of weird because the art style in general is like trying to be a mix. It's trying to be an in-between of like Wind Waker and like Twilight Princess. Like it wants to be both. And in turn, it's just kind of like, it's like realistic but cartoony, and I don't know. So then, that's when you get like enemies that it's like, all right, well, this guy just looks like kind of goofy. I don't
know. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a strange mix of like kind of like trying to like realistic humans kind of, but cartoony enemies. I don't know. I haven't seen another game quite like this one in their like design choices.
Yeah. What else don't you like?
Okay, what else don't I like? I don't like, and this is obviously just because I played Breath of the Wild so much, but I hate the sailcloth in this. The thing that you like whip out as you're falling. Because you can't move when you're using it. You have to go straight down. And I'm like, well, that's a missed opportunity. But they figured it out, so it's fine.
Yeah.
There are some fetch quests.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The fetch quests especially in the beginning, are pretty tedious, and
the first two are really bad.
They're bad.
Yeah, I didn't mind the third, like the desert one, because you were like looking for like rooms. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're in that big circular area in the desert, and you're like, I don't even remember. You're trying to find like things that you plug in, and one's like a lightning bolt, and one's like a whatever. I don't know. But the third one wasn't as bad. But yeah, those first two, that second one, I think we were texting about it. The one with the wheels.
Yeah, I almost quit.
Yeah, that one's
was
really
like, I don't
bad.
want to do this anymore.
Yeah, that one's really bad.
But if you power through, and again, this game overall is really good. So when something is a little off, it makes it seem horrible, and it's really not. In like the big picture, it's not like this is a horrible like section of a game, but compared to everything else, it's like, why is this in here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of like, and like takes away from other things, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to get to the dungeon, which I know is awesome. Why are you keeping me in this area to look for something?
Yeah. The last thing I have that I don't like is dousing.
Yeah.
I hate dousing.
Yeah, kind of goes. And so this is on that topic. I also don't like dowsing, but towards the, like, once I kind of like, okay, it's part of the game, like whatever. After I beat it, because I beat the game so fast, I was like, man, like I want to keep playing now. Like I was like, maybe I'll like try to get 100%. So that this only stayed, it lasted for like a day, not even, because what I realized, and this is what kind of pissed me off, is like, okay, we have dowsing, but you can't like, at least to my knowledge, if I'm wrong, you guys can all roast me. You can't like pick something that you want to douse for. Like you know, like like if I want to, you can get more things that you can douse for, but it's like, if I want to look for heart pieces, how come I can't just like easily set it to heart pieces and then douse for those? And I bet you, as I was completing some side quests, like you were getting things that you could douse for. So maybe heart pieces somewhere, but I wish they would make it easier where you could just like look at something, you know, like a rupee, and then set that as what your dowsing target. Because that would have really helped me like find heart pieces or like find those goddess cubes, which eventually you actually can look for goddess cubes, but still.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's like towards the end you can end up looking for goddess cubes, but still, it's like just the whole thing of dowsing. It's like even then, it's like I got that, and I was gonna start looking for goddess cubes, and it's like it's just kind of hard. It just like beeps, and you're like, where the hell is that?
It's just a weird. So if you aren't familiar, dowsing is using a power in your sword. You like, it switches to this first person mode, and there's a little reticle circle on your screen, and you're pointing your sword forward, using it as like a radar tracker to help you find things that are story and quest related. So like when you start a quest, it'll be like, you're gonna need to douse for this, and like I don't know where the name comes from. It sounds weird, like some weird sex thing or something. I don't know.
You want to douse?
You want to douse? I don't know. Whole thing's weird, and I don't like it. I'm so glad it's not in any other Zelda game that I can think of.
Yeah. One thing I actually do think we kind of jumped over this. I do think the side quests are pretty good. I like the ones. When I first played this game, I don't think I think I went more like A to Z than I did this time. And it's because I don't remember like Skyloft being as like, there's a lot to do. There's like every time you go, there's like a character wants help with something, or like I don't know. I felt like I like really got to know Skyloft this time, which was cool.
Yeah.
Like, they make it kind of your central hub, so you go back there all the time and you like check in on people, and I like that. I thought it was cool to kind of have a hub.
I love the bazaar. I love the I like how the town is set up, like the Knight Academy, and I love Beetle's shop where you have to shoot the bell to drop the ladder down.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Just the little things like I said earlier, the little cemetery, and it's like a real living town. I really like it.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of, because do you remember? It might be like one of the best like home. I mean, Kakariko Village is good, but you don't really go back there that much in Ocarina of Time. And like I remember Twilight Princess Castle Town was like really big and kind of confusing. And you didn't really go back to your village that much. So yeah, I just thought it was, I just like that you keep coming back. And like when you come back, each time you do a mission or something and you come back, something will be new. Like a character, like I noticed, like it's not like every time you talk to Jim, he's got a quest for you.
Jim.
I mean, like if you talk to Jim at this point, he might not have a quest for you, but then once you've, beat this dungeon and you go back, he will have something for you to do. So, it's not just like set on, I just like that. Like every time you go back, there could be something new to do, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There was, I definitely recognize that too. And I like how you can just hop in a bed and sleep and turn it to night, and everything's different at night too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that you can sleep in any bed.
Any bed. Yeah. I'm just going to sleep here for 8 hours.
And you can sit on the toilets.
Yeah. This is so dumb, but I just learned that sitting down restores your health.
Yeah.
I just found that out.
Yeah, I figured that out later too. Like it took me halfway through the game or something. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think of what else I got on this game. I obviously haven't beaten it yet, but I'm getting very close. I am going to try to beat it tonight, but I don't know exactly how much I have.
You
left.
got more, because I just remembered a whole like there's like a probably like 4-hour thing that I forgot that you do.
Okay, yeah, not tonight then.
Yeah,
maybe this weekend.
Yeah, there's like a whole after you beat the next dungeon, then there's like a whole thing before you get to the final dungeon. But I mean, I feel like you've done enough to like, you got it. I mean,
I got the gist.
You got 30, you put 30, 35 hours. I've
been in it a lot.
Yeah.
It's a real game. Like it's a real Zelda game, chock full of shit that you want to play.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm really glad that they did this. I like, just in general for like personally and just in general for other people, because Skyward Sword has gotten a really bad rap, and it's like me too. Like I like anytime I thought back, I'm always like, yeah, it's like all right, but playing it again, I liked it way better, and I think a lot of people did. I've seen a lot of people like do reviews of this and be like, I didn't realize like how much fun it was, and this was what was holding it back. And I think a lot of other like people who there was just such a big crowd probably that came in from Breath of the Wild and have been interested in other Zelda games, and they always hear about Skyward Sword being so bad. And so I'm glad that they did this and gave it a fair shot, even if it is not perfect. I'm really glad they did it.
Yeah, I don't see how they could have done it any better. Yeah, I think I totally agree. I'm really glad they did this and didn't keep it locked onto the Wii and didn't keep it locked to motion controls, because immediately that'll turn people off. I don't think we'll ever see another motion control based game on this kind of scale. Like, no. I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
No,
it's so funny that that Eiji Onuma said he doesn't think Zelda will go back to traditional button schemes.
Oh, like, did he say that?
Yeah, during the development of this game.
Oh, wow.
He said it. Well, he said like it's hard to imagine going back to normal controls after this. And I could see why he would think that at the time, but now I'm like, that's insane. Like,
that'd be a nightmare.
Nobody ever better make a motion control game again for Zelda.
It was just the peak of like motion controls, but it was also came out towards the very end of the Wii, and like Yeah, I don't know. That was a little period in time, but I'm glad that that's over.
Yeah.
Wii Sports was really the only thing I really loved motion
Wii
control
Sports is
based.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know whose nuts idea it was to make a Zelda game fully motion controls.
One other thing I want to mention is, so I bought the $25 amiibo for this game to unlock the fast travel.
Yeah.
I've used it maybe 3 times. You don't really need it. Like the people complaining that they put fast travel behind an amiibo, for personally, I think that's what amiibo are supposed to be. They're supposed to have cool features that you only get by using them. And especially this, like, you don't really need the fast travel because those bird statues are everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I actually was thinking about that while I was playing. I wanted to check how many times, and there was maybe 2 times in my entire game where I was like, oh man, I wish there was a bird statue right here. Like I gotta go back. I gotta go trek back and get it. And it's like the trek was 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely not something to be upset about. It would be my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Let me think. I feel like there's probably things that I'm missing out on.
The bug net sucks.
Oh yeah, the bug net's stupid. I agree. Yeah, it feels really wonky, and that's something that it made probably more sense with motion controls.
Yes, it's very
wonky.
clunky.
Yeah,
the bug net is very hard to use.
Yeah, I'm looking through a walkthrough to see if there's any parts I missed that I really liked. Yeah, I don't know. I do like you haven't got all the gratitude crystals, right?
No, not even close.
Okay. Yeah, there's a funny thing when you get them all. It's a good joke.
Cool. I'm probably not going to do that, but I'll.
I mean, do you want me to tell you? It's not that crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to get all the gratitude crystals.
Yeah, you know how he
spoiler alert for people getting the gratitude crystals.
Yeah, you know how he it's the whole point is that he wants to be like a human.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You're getting him gratitude crystals, so because he's like, once you get me all my gratitude crystals, I can become human, and people will love me. And once you get them, he transforms and he looks like the exact same. He looks like a freak, but he just has human skin color. And he's like, oh my God, everyone will love me now. And then the next day you go in the bazaar and he's by himself in the corner, but he's just having a blast. And he's like, no one will talk to me, but no one's screaming. And he just looks like a freak. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe I do need to do that.
Yeah, he just doesn't. I mean, it's he doesn't look any different. His skin's just pale.
Yeah,
it's great.
Gratitude crystals. When I played this on Wii, I don't think I even did anything. I didn't even know gratitude crystals were part of this. Yeah. They're so weird, but I guess they're a good addition.
I mean, it's just side quests. It's just a way to turn in something for doing your side quests, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of what did they have in it's kind of getting the what do you call them, the pieces of shit in Breath of the Wild,
Korok seeds.
Yeah, you turn them in and get something. I think that's the only reason they put them in here. Yeah. So yeah, overall again, I had a great time. It definitely bumped up in my opinion. I
think it's better than a Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough because when I compare it to other games, it's just hard because it's hard to compare it to. It's hard when you compare it with other Zelda games and then other games in general. If you're trying to rate it, it's got to be at least an 8.5 to me.
Yeah,
I think so. It's just tough when you're comparing it to other Zelda games that some are better.
If you want, you could definitely go back and check our Zelda rankings podcast and YouTube video that we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
No. Do you want to talk about the indie showcase real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I thought it was great. I there was multiple. The things. I mean, I'll just say this. I've been really, really waiting for two things. I've been waiting for Axiom Verge 2, which came out. And then I've been waiting for an update on Eastward since the first, they showed it in an indie world. I don't know. It's gotta be like at least a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And that's the only other trailer there was. It was in an indie world like 2 years ago. Back when they were called the Nindies.
Yeah, the Nindies back in the good old days.
Yeah, and like, I love the art. It looks fun, but it's just the music for me. Like something about that music. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I cannot wait to play that game just to listen to the music. And I'm 100% going to find that soundtrack. So yeah, I'm really pumped about both those games. This is a little off topic, but I just got a new game like a couple days ago because I was flying called, I believe it's called Griftlands.
Cool.
It got really good reviews. And so I bought it. And I've been playing.
That's the Metroidvania one?
No. That's Ender Lilies. I beat that one too.
Okay. All right. Okay.
This is another one. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I haven't started Axiom Verge 2 yet because if I start that while I'm playing this, I know I'm going to drop this. And I don't want to because I'm having a good time. So, but I'm really excited to play Axiom Verge 2. So those are my two favorites.
Nice. I did not play the first Axiom Verge. I thought it looked cool. This one, I'm probably not going to get it. I do think it looks cool, but I don't want to put the time into it, especially with the new Metroid coming out in October. I'm just going to hold out for that. But
yeah, it's very, very, very heavily inspired by Metroid. Like you can 100%, like it wears it on its sleeve. Like it's like at least the first one. Like it's like obviously going for Super Metroid.
Yeah, that's what I've read, and that's cool. I'm glad that that's a thing. I'm with you on Eastward. That game looks crazy. I love the music also. I think it looks really cool.
I'm a little into. I don't really get what it is. I mean, it looks like it's gonna have a big story, and there's like, it's kind of like, it looks like there's puzzles, but you're also like shooting guns. So like, I don't know. It seems cool. I don't know what it's gonna be.
It says it's an action-adventure RPG with puzzle solving and dungeon elements.
There you go. So that's like, I mean, I like all of those. So
yeah. Looks cool.
You said you like Tome.
I think Tome looks really cool. The style of this game. Okay, so this is a hand-drawn art style game where you take. It's like an adventure, but you take photos. And it's supposed to be really relaxing, but also like a fun adventure. It says it's inspired by the Scandinavian countryside.
Ooh.
All of that to me sounds amazing.
I thought it looked good too. I thought it looked good.
I mean, it looks good. Maybe I shouldn't say amazing, but it sounds like it's definitely an Alex game. I definitely am going to, I guess, wait for a review and then get it. I shouldn't say I'm just going to buy it day one, but because I want to see how good it is. But I am excited about it. It's coming out this fall. I think that looks like a really cool game. Very unique. I always love a fresh gaming experience, and that looks like what this is.
Yeah. Let me see.
The other one I'm excited for, I think Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a really cool pick up and play type of thing. It's like a puzzle. I don't know how to explain this one either. It's like a puzzle adventure game featuring the Shovel Knight characters, but the art style is kind of like cutesy more rather than like edgy 8-bit or something. I don't know. It looks fun. Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are really excited for Metal Slug Tactics.
Oh yeah. I thought that looked really good too. And I'm interested in the first game, the Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, that's just Jet Set Radio.
Right. Yeah.
I played Jet Set Radio. I didn't have a Dreamcast, but my friend did, and I always liked it when I went over to his house. And it seems like this is 100% purposefully remaking it. It's I guess the music is by the same guy that did Jet Set Radio. And if you watch the trailer, like, I don't want to say this. I think it's if you watch the trailer. I don't know if it was that or someone else's video, but it sounded like the music was like saying Jet Set Radio, like it like kind of hidden,
really?
like that radio, that like. So I don't know, but Yeah, I'm interested. That's one that I'll probably see. If everyone loves it, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, that one comes out next year. So
Yeah,
there were a lot of timed console exclusives,
which is interesting.
Yeah.
And
This could be maybe they're throwing money at that, like trying to line it up so these things don't hit Steam, like to avoid the Steam Deck people buying it there when that comes out. I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud.
Yeah. I also I am interested in Garden Story. There's just a lot, so it's like it seems like a game that I would definitely like. So I feel like I will pick that up at some point. It's just like I'm not in a rush right now, but I think I will, because everything about that game looks like something I'd like.
Yeah, definitely. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's just pretty much like a Stardew Valley, but with a little bit more like action to it. It seems like.
Did you get any games? Because there were quite a few shadow drops. Did you get?
I bought Axiom Verge, but
you bought it, but you didn't.
I haven't opened it yet because I don't want to play it until I beat this other game.
Yeah, Garden Story, Necro Barista, Final Pour, and Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yeah, Boyfriend Dungeon.
all dropped like right after this direct, or this showcase.
I also was hearing someone talking about what was the one that I don't even really remember, like a winemaking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that one?
That could be good.
No, yeah, I like was listening to some podcast talking about it, and I was like, wait, I don't even remember seeing that. But
100 Days Winemaking Simulator is what it's called. 100 Days
Winemaking Simulator. Here we go.
Definitely something new that I have never seen before. It's a really in-depth, like what it says, winemaking simulator. You like choose different types of grapes and analyzing soil.
Interesting.
It's pretty crazy looking.
I do like stuff like that.
Yeah, this looks like a good turn on and zone out type of thing.
I thought this was a pretty good indie world. I mean, like especially with indie worlds, I go in like if there's like one game that I'm like pretty pumped about coming out, like out of it that I didn't know, I'm usually pretty happy. And there's probably 3 at least that I'm pretty pumped about. So I thought it was good.
Oh yeah, I think it was a pretty strong indie showcase.
Yeah.
I actually just realized Garden Story should be out now, right?
No, yeah, it is. It's out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go buy that.
I'm gonna go get that play right
now. I did buy a game on Switch a few days ago because I was flying also, and I was like, just give me something cheap to play on the plane. So I bought Hiking Adventure, or it's called Super Hiking League DX.
What?
It was $4.
Hiking League DX.
And I watched the video on the eShop, and I loved the graphics and I loved the music. So I was like, I'm just gonna buy this for $4. I bought it. It's definitely worth $4.
It's good enough.
It's good enough for $4. I played it for at least an hour, and I love the music. I love the graphics, but there is like some. There's definitely like the enemy AI, like the people you play against, definitely is not balanced very well.
Like they're not good.
Like they go from not good to way too good, like really quick.
Oh, gotcha.
There's like no middle ground.
Whoa, I'm looking at it. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, if you watch the video when we're done here, like the music alone, it just reminded me of like really awesome old NES 8-bit style music. It's really good.
Nice.
That's what sold me on it. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm playing this game Griftlands. My dog won't shut up for some reason.
No,
you see somebody. You see somebody outside. Yeah, I'm playing this game Griftlands. I only got it because. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually don't have that much to say, I realized. But yeah, so I bought this game Griftlands only because on GameScoop they talked about it like a week ago or something. They were saying how, like I've said before, how much I like Slay the Spire, and they always talk about how they like it, and they were like, this game is like awesome. And I looked it up. I'd never heard of it. I looked it up. It's got like a high 90s or something on Metacritic. And it's awesome. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a big adventure, but it does have like some card stuff in it. I realize I like card games. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been playing Slay the Spire quite a bit.
Dude, I know. And I never I don't know when that happened. I never realized that. It's awesome. It's like a huge adventure. It's not just like little rounds. I don't know. It's a really big game, but it's been pretty awesome. And like, I really want to beat it before I play anything else. So I'm holding off on other games because usually I can't play 2 games at the same time. I end up dropping the earlier one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think so. Yeah, let's
else?
get up out of here.
Should we get up out of here?
Thank you guys for listening. I think unless some big news happens, I'm thinking we should the next episode. Let's do like some of our favorite like under the radar Switch games or something like that. So yeah, I think we'll do that next.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I'm good to go anytime next week. So hopefully, I know our releases have been kind of spotty lately. So hoping to rectify that soon, and we can get back on a weekly schedule. Yep. Thank you. You can hit us up on Twitter at GM Games Podcast or email us at goodmorninggamespodcast@gmail.com. Just shoot us a message, whatever.
Perfect. And we will see ya.
We'll see ya.